What is up, guys? In today's video we have another inside the mind style video. We're going to walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful and informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below. Rip the default. Comment down below what your favorite weapon is in Fortnite Chapter 4 right now. Mine probably has to be the Thunder Pump, but the Red Eye and the Tactical Pistol are also like incredibly enjoyable to use. I think we're going to go Breakwater here. This is a nice little spot here, and it is early, so maybe there will be a decent amount of people, but there's a solid amount of Oathbound chests in this area, so you should be able to get a hammer, and maybe even if we don't get a hammer, we can kind of like walk through the process of how to play a game when you don't have mobility, or what you want to do when you don't have mobility, which is get mobility. But we'll see how it plays. I really don't know this area that well at all. I've not really landed here at all. But when we were looking at spots for the tournaments, this was one I was kind of looking at just because of the amount of Oathbound chests in this area. And I've had people in comment section or on stream tell me that like they come here and there's a good amount of people here. But we will see. I feel like if there's ever going to be a time for people to be landing here, it'd be this one. Not off to a great start. And I also don't know exactly where the Oathbound spawn here. I just know that there's some in this area. But yeah, this is not my preferred loadout. Fireflies, a heavy shotgun, and a burst arrow. Let's get it. Okay, a little bit better now. We got the red eye as an actual AR. We have somebody landing on me though. See if we get these minis off. Might be a drone. Monday mornings 82. Not a real person. I don't really care for the heavy shotgun whatsoever. I think if there wasn't so much insane mobility in this season, the heavy would be good. I mean, it is good, but I think it'd be like really sought after. But just with how chaotic a lot of these fights can be, having a shotgun that is really inconvenient to use, like the heavy, because of the slug aspect of it, I feel like just isn't the greatest. It does seem to always go where the dot is. Like when you hip fire it, it's just hard to be perfectly accurate. In a lot of these situations. Okay, nice. And when I said before about like we might have to play with no hammer and see how it goes, the goal of the game, if you don't currently have mobility, is to get mobility, I think. Like the mobility this season is insane. Most players are going to have it. It's going to be very hard to play the game without any mobility. And the way you would do that at this point in time, if you're just, you know, having an unfortunate match and you can't find mobility for whatever reason, would be to either reroll augments and try to get the bow, the shockwave bow, or look for capsules and try to get the Nimbus Cloud. Or just hopefully kill somebody and get a hammer, but like you can't really control when that's going to happen. We do have these impulses. They're not the greatest, but we could potentially use them. You have to be more careful with them though, because you can't take fall damage. There's a vault here. You can open it and get gold. I'm not too concerned about doing that right now. Someone just captured the point. I also heard a hammer over there. So this might be a time for an impulse. And I don't want to get pinched between these two players. I would like to fight either of them, but I don't want to fight both of them at the same time. And I'm also not super familiar with where the capture point is at this breakwater area because I never really come here. The zero chance augment is good. I also kind of want the pistol. This is a hard choice, but I think zero chance is incredibly good. Especially if you like break someone's shield and then you're hammering onto them, you could just be like, you really throw them off when you just start 0-point dashing. Gotta be super careful with those impulses, because if I mess that up, I would have died to fall damage, I think. Oh, this guy's a psychopath. Holy. This is what the 0-point does. When you break someone's shield, you get the 0-point dash. And it's just you double tap your jump button in whatever direction you want to go. Unfortunately, no hammer on this player, which is actually pretty surprising considering they captured this point. And like I said earlier, I do not know where all the Oathbound chests spawn here. This is a good example of how the impulses can be helpful though, because that would have been a more inconvenient to kill to get without them. They're just not as ridiculous as some of the other mobility items, you know, but they are usable. You just have to actually think. Whereas like, and you are more limited. Whereas like with the shockwave hammer, you really don't have to think at all. We'll get forecast, but with the nerf to forecast they added in the most recent update, it only works for 3 zones. So you get to see 3 zones predicted of like from when you got it. And so I don't want to get that on first zone. It's not really going to benefit us to really see where second zone is at this point, because we can't really do anything with it. Like, we'll be 2 minutes early on that. We might as well wait until zone hits and then get forecast. And I think that's pretty much always the case with the nerf of it. You want to get it just as a new zone hits, I feel like, to get maximum value. And it's just like the earlier game zones aren't the most important anyways. Like, if we get it second, we should see third, fourth, fifth. And like that would be like what really matters. Unfortunately, no hammer. I believe 5th zone is half and half, and that's like most zero build games are going to end by then or around then. If I was super desperate, we could roll augments for the shockwave bow right now. Check these hollow chests. I was about to say, I'm not sure if these were the ones I checked out earlier in the game, but it's not. Somebody's shooting over here. This is a big kill to get, because then we have a hammer. Mess that up. Nice. He got baited by those shots. I think I already have a crown, right? Yeah. This is not the first game I played. This is the second game I tried to record this. The first game I ended up winning, but it was just kind of too easy of a lobby. It was the first game I played, and I didn't really want to post that. More people fighting in that area. It's nice that we didn't like commit way too much on that player. We could either go for the purple red eye or the gold pistol there. I'd rather have a pistol. As far as weapon rarity goes, I think shotgun is the most important. And then from then, like, weapon rarity doesn't change too much from like ARs, SMGs, and pistols. It's like 1 or 2 bullets per rarity increase. But I feel like the reason why I wanted to go for the pistol instead of the red eye is just because more often than not, the fights where I'm using my pistol are going to be like more impactful, you know? Like, if I'm using my red eye, I'm probably somewhat safe. It's not that those fights are irrelevant, but it's just like I'm probably in less threat if I'm using the red eye than if I'm using my pistol. Like, imagine a world where that player we just fought, we had them so weak that like if we had a gold pistol, we kill them on the first pass. And then, you know, maybe they'd keep running. They could have ended up in a situation if they kept running where we just don't end up with a hammer here, and that would have not been great. I think I just heard someone shoot a shockwave bow. Oh, there's multiple people here still. This is crazy. I am kind of confused on what's going on because we looted all the breakwater and got here. And there's still people like posted up in Anvil. I know we can get forecast. And then Shotgun Striker also used to be an amazing augment, but they nerfed it in the most recent update. And I believe now it gives you 16% of the damage you do back. And that's just like usually not going to be that big of a deal. That would be like 100 damage would give you 16 health back or 16 shield back. And like it could matter, but more often than not, it's not going to, you know? 200 would be 32. You can't hit for 200 with any of these shotguns, but just as like a point of comparison, like no shot will ever give you more than 32 on a single shot. Whereas before it was really broken. I think it was 2 health per pellet that you hit, or 2 shield per pellet that you hit. And the Thunder shoots a lot of pellets because it shoots 2 shells at once. So it was like insane with the Thunder. And then there was also a bug where you could shoot your own NPC that you hired and get health back. Or you could shoot animals. And yeah, that was incredibly busted. I don't really know what happened to all those players Anvil. They kind of dispersed. I was down to fight them, but they kind of dispersed and then nothing went of it. And I don't feel like finding like rats in those buildings, you know? We're better off just leaving them, I think. Gotta be careful here. These bushes give me anxiety. People fighting east. Wish I had sprint. My sprint has been on like perpetual cooldown for the longest. It's so frustrating, and I don't want to use my hammer because then they'll know we're coming. We can get this. Not the biggest deal of an augment, but I'm pretty bad at reloading, and in the right situation that could be really helpful in like a chaotic fight. He got out. Oh no. That's not good. My pistol's like not loaded at all. I don't know what happened there. But it was not good. I like, didn't hit enough with the opening pistol shots. I think I hear somebody. My thoughts on the deck boost match, though. I don't think it's very good. It was easily avoidable there. It's just unfortunate that he ended up in kind of a weird spot, I guess. I don't really know. I feel like he ended up in a weirder spot than what I anticipated, and my aim was just not great there. This is recoverable, though. We can buy... flashes. I'm not concerned about that player at all. I feel like if we get a normal fight, they'll be fine. There's a player gliding behind me. Nimbus is pretty quiet, but it shows on visuals. And like, yeah, we would have had no idea that guy was there, but like the visual audio completely gave him away. If you're having a hard time dealing with the Nimbus glider or just getting caught off guard by it, visual audio is your friend. That right there kind of showed the effect of the 0-point dash too. Like, there's no way he can deal with that. It's like awkward enough for your own self sometimes when you 0-point dash, because I'm not always 100% sure where I'm gonna end up. But for other people too, it's like so awkward. And like I feel like the 0-point effect has always been very good. It just was not very convenient, because I think there was like pretzels for Halloween that did it, and then there was also a 0-point fish during the summer that you could get out of coolers, but it was like not really an effect you want to eat an item for and then have it later on. Like the way it just happens now, where when you break someone's shield you have it, it's so good for like getting the final shot on them, and it's not like you have to do anything to activate it, you know. It's just if you're fighting, you'll probably get it. Like having an activate on its own is really, really nice. I see somebody gliding there. Well, I'm not sure how I missed all those shots. This is barely off on all of them. Dude, I'm like so down to get... Rip. I was gonna say I'm down to get some slap juice. I feel like my sprint has just been on like perpetual cooldown this entire game. And there's the rift. What? I tried to 0-point dash there. I thought I had the effect. Guess not. Everything in my inventory needs to be reloaded. I feel like the ideal thing to do when somebody rifts like that, like if you're red-eyeing them and then they rift, reload when, like immediately. Because there's like a period during the rift animation where they haven't quite rifted yet. And when they're super high like that, that's probably when you're gonna have the hardest time hitting them anyways. So I could have reloaded my red eye there and then just had an easy kill. Like the main limiting factor on that fight was just the fact that my red eye didn't have bullets. And it once again doesn't have bullets for some reason. Shoot this tree down and maybe inconvenience that player. I don't know where he went. Oh, I thought I had the 0-point effect again. I don't know. There's like something glowing on my character. I thought I had it. Gold shotgun. That player completely caught me off guard, by the way. Broke shield on that player. There's that Geno somewhere around here that we're going to have to be concerned about, I would assume. This is them. I have like slow movement from hammering. Okay, GG's. That was weird. I had like you hammer and then you just like can't move your character afterwards. That's what I had there. But the 0-point effect was able to allow me to move my character, and then that guy's just dead. Somebody behind me, which isn't great because we're kind of already on edge rotate anyways. And so there's going to be people probably holding us. Alright, we just let her go. Oh no. I thought she killed that other person. And that is why mobility is crucial. I've had people comment on videos like, yeah, I don't care about mobility. I don't run from people. And it's like, not necessarily about just like getting away. It's just repositioning is so valuable. Especially in zero build. Somebody getting the drop on you can be all it takes for them to get a kill. Oh, they rifted. Probably should have reloaded again. He had the rift plus the like danger hero, which is a pretty decent combo because it like healed all his white. But now we have a more stable positioning in this game. Unfortunately, I have no heals. We're gonna have to go for these minis, which I'm not gonna be able to get these off if I'm fighting anybody decent. We have 3 opponents remaining. They should all be like somewhat in front of me. I think one's behind that tree. I think one's there. And then the other one, I'm not too sure. But we've been shot in the back too many times for there to be another person behind me. We gotta be careful about cracking the person that has the rift again. The pistol is so much better for spraying out cover like this too, especially because if I do it with the red eye, my red eye is not going to be reloaded by the time we break the cover. And that's one thing I do a lot in zero build cups that I feel like really helps our team, is I'm just always like spraying out cover when we're team fighting. Kind of confused right now because, okay. I think one's like in the tree or something. They won't let me stand here. Yeah. Rifted, reload. This is the one that has danger hero as well. Oh, I did not think it would be ready again. I thought there was like a longer cooldown on it. I just want to reload everything here. I don't think this Dark Voyager is very good, but he does have the Rift effect. So we want to just make sure that we're ready to fry him out of the sky because I don't have the most health. GG's. Oh my gosh, that was close. I think I was on 1 HP there. That was just so unnecessary though. I didn't think that other lady would have the Rift effect again. I thought there was a longer cooldown. So I figured like she won't have her Rift effect. I have her weak. She's healing. Push her, get the kill. And then we have a 1v1 with that Dark Voyager who I didn't think was very good. I should have shot that tree out sooner. The tree that the Dark Voyager ran behind, I was kind of confused at one point when there was just kind of nothing going on because I thought one was behind the tree. When that lady initially rifted, I thought she was behind that tree, but it turned out she landed in it, and I was just like confused on how nothing was going on. But if we had shot that tree out sooner, then they would have fought, and we would just had a much easier time. But yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Not the most kills. The game before this was like a 17 kill win, but it was just a much easier game, whereas I feel like there was more to learn from that game. I got to show off the 0 point effect, kind of showed off impulses a bit, and what my thought process is when we don't get mobility, and how to deal with the rifters. I feel like let them rift, reload your gun as they're rifting, and then shoot them out of the sky. And as time goes on, it's going to get worse and worse because there aren't very many avenues for players to rift in the game right now. So most people are going to know when someone rifts, oh, this guy's weak. And I've had comments of people being like, yeah, in squads, you can't just shoot the person. And true, but if you crack someone and then they rift, they might take one of their teammates with them, which wouldn't be good. But then you have like, what, a 4v3 on the map? Like, that's good for you. That one player, even if you don't get the kill right away, them being not involved in the fight is good for you because it gives you a numbers advantage. It's just as good as knocking them, pretty much. And if they accidentally take some of their teammates with them as well, if they're standing close enough, it might be like a 4v3 at that, or 4v2 at that point, and that is very easy for your team to win. But if you guys did find this video helpful and informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe, comment down below what your favorite weapon is in Chapter 4, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.